In this video, we discuss lemon Oleo-saccharum.
We will explore Oleo-saccharum's historical background.
We explain the two traditional ways to make it, and then provide a modern, easy process for doing so.
We will walk you through how to use Oleo-saccharum to make a classic punch.
We are Teakwood Tavern Hospitality, educating minds and palates on wine, spirits, and food. Citrus peels are incredibly flavorful.
In cocktails, bartenders rub the side of glasses with a citrus peel or squeeze the citrus peel to extract the oils and enhance the beverage.
Both practices are good home bartending skills to add to your repertoire.
But this video is about another technique that results in a citrus-flavored syrup named Oleo-saccharum.
What does Oleo-saccharum mean?
It roughly translates to oil sugar. Oleo meaning oil and saccharum means sugar.
Historically, Oleo-saccharum was a necessary ingredient for punch.
Author and drink historian David Wondrich has traced Oleo-saccharum all the way back to at least 1707.
In the Bon Vivant's Companion, first published in 1862, Jerry Thomas wrote, "To make punch of any sort in perfection, the ambrosial essence of the lemon must be extracted by rubbing lumps of sugar on the rind."
In Wondrich's definitive book, Punch, he states that the lemon oil adds a fragrance and a depth that marks the difference between a good punch and a great one. Before we explain our preferred method for making Oleo-saccharum, we want to briefly discuss two traditional methods.
The original way to make Oleo-saccharum goes back to how Jerry Thomas described it in 1862.
He prepared Oleo-saccharum by rubbing lumps of sugar on the rind, which breaks the little vessels that contain the essence and at the same time absorbs it.
Here's the problem. Modern sugar is not abrasive enough to break down the citrus skins, so don't try this method.
The most common recipe for Oleo-saccharum is fairly straightforward.
Peel your citrus, muddle it with sugar, let it sit covered on your counter for about an hour, and that's going to dry out the citrus oil, and you'll have Oleo-saccharum.
David Wondrich claims that this process is admittedly time-consuming and to some degree a laborious one.
No one has time or energy for that, so instead we recommend making a vacuum-sealed Oleo-saccharum.
Before diving into this method, we want to give a shout out to the individual who first published the process for making vacuum-sealed Oleo-saccharum, Jeffrey Morgenthaler.
From 2009 through March of 2021, Mr. Morgenthaler was the bar manager at Clyde Common in Portland, Oregon, which was consistently one of the best cocktail bars in the US.
According to Morgenthaler, he wanted a method for preparing Oleo-saccharum that didn't require any stirring or tending, a method that could be prepared ahead of time without fear of spoilage or evaporation, so that a delicious punch could be prepared quickly by anyone with a recipe.
He indeed found that method.
We've tweaked his recipe, but overall the process is still the same.
For lemon Oleo-saccharum, you need 55 grams of superfine sugar, which is just under a quarter cup, and then 65 grams of lemon peels, which is approximately 6 small lemons.
Place the sugar and lemon peels in a vacuum-sealed bag and seal according to the manufacturer's instructions.
If you don't have a vacuum sealer, you can use a Ziploc style bag and use the water displacement method to extract all of the air.
Once sealed, set the bag on the kitchen counter and walk away for 6 to 8 hours.
After that, place in the refrigerator and then use within a week.
To use, strain the Oleo-saccharum off the peels and then kind of squeeze them to get rid of any remaining liquid. Let's make a Philadelphia Fish House punch.
David Wondrich discovered a recipe for this punch in a newspaper article dated 1795. Now, We've revised that recipe to scale it back and also include the vacuum sealed Oleo-saccharum. So let's begin. We have 2.5 ounces of aged rum. Now, you could make this directly into the punch bowl. We're going to make it into a mason jar, that way you can store it for whenever you're ready. After that aged rum, we now have 1.5 ounces of white rum. Two ounces of cognac. Use whichever cognac you like to make cocktails with. Then we go to 1/2 ounce of peach liqueur. Ounce and a half of Laird's Applejack, or any other apple brandy that you have. And now 2 cups, so 16 ounces of water. Then we have 3 ounces of our fresh lemon juice. Now those previously peeled lemons that you used to make the Oleo-saccharum, you can just use those to finish up. And then we have the star of the show, 1.5 ounces of our lemon Oleo-saccharum. Again, you could have made this and put this directly into the bowl, but here we're going to go ahead and just put it into a mason jar, mix it up, put it in the refrigerator, and whenever we're ready to drink, which is likely right after we press stop on this video, then we'll go ahead and pour it out. But this is the Philadelphia Fish House Punch. We hope you enjoyed learning about lemon Oleo-saccharum and how to make a Philadelphia Fish House Punch.
If you like reading about wine and spirits, head to teakwoodtavern.com, where we post articles about topics ranging from Suze to cognac.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel here.
If you'd like to see another video just like this, please click here.